Everyone, it is 2026, January 1st. Now, I have not made a video in quite a while due to good reasons. Also, ignore the slight misinput at the top, but I'm right now gonna go look at a video that my good old buddy Power Level Scaling made. Now, I had to go in with no account to look at this video and look at the comments because he blocked me. And you might be wondering, why did he block me? Well, to put it into like simple terms yet not simple, because I don't want to leave out details too much. He i his father was a raging drunk that got a bottle and hit him on top of the head. So now whenever he sees anybody that remotely raises their voice a little bit, he's crying in the corner with trauma of the past. So when I hit him with a scan to counter his stupid bullshit, he didn't like that at all. So I went back and forth with him where he then made an unusual claim that someone in the community raped a little girl to make a point about scaling. And I was thinking in my head, where the fuck did he get this from? And of course, when you asked him of a source of who and where, website links, anything, a photo, just something to prove that this event actually happened, nothing. He was silent. He just made a freaking weird claim, and then he's like, "Oh, if you look in the comments here, I never once attacked the fandom. Hell, I even told people to not attack them, despite how toxic the Nasuverse fandom is." And it was like, so you make claims that they're evil just for it doesn't make sense. And I try to think about it, and I'll put up on the screen here. One statement he said in his comments is, "I know how the Nasuverse cosmology works more than their own fanboys, and I'm a fan of Nasu's works." And, well, there's already an interesting thing about that because he puts himself onto some imaginary high horse, like he's on a stump where he's speaking over on top of everyone else, and it's like, who even are you? And so back then, when I was speaking to him, I tried to test it. So I asked him some things about, like, for example, what did King Hassan do to Tiamat in Babylonia that made it to where the main cast was able to beat her? And when I asked this question, now it's very specific. It's stated in the visual novel Fate Grand Order. It's just outright stated. You don't have to use your brain at all. This is when Fate Grand Order was a little bit less complicated with their shit. So, you know what? If you would have read part one at least, which is not that long, you would know. And when I asked him, he didn't have an answer, and that was quite interesting. It was kind of very blatant that he just watched anime at best and just called it a day. And his claim was in one of his posts that if I go here, let's see, let's see his post. So, all right. Here's one of his posts. Also, you don't need to know every goddamn detail, blah blah blah. But you say you can read the work and be a fan, um, and that he just makes weird things there, and like there's a bunch of like weird comments. Like it's an agreeable statement, but the issue is that like you kind of are like whenever someone does a high scale and people that have actually read the content, like all finishing part two, which just finished a couple days ago, those people read the stuff. And so when someone like you who tries to tell them they're wrong when you haven't read the shit at all, like I I have not read all of the works because there's so many things that it takes forever to read it all, and I have so many more interests. Like it's interesting he calls me a Nasuverse main when I'm actually a Soulsborne main, which is the funny part. I've always talked about Soulsborne a lot, and I've even like if some of the people that have actually had conversations with me for more than 5 seconds know how much I love the series more than Nasuverse, and how I've even put shit over it just to, it's my cope. That's my version of cope. I will not take any slander to it. And so, just scrolling down, you see this. People only talk smack about others online because they feel safe doing it while being behind a screen. Well, I'll just say this. If I saw you in person and after all of this shit, I would still say the same shit. You're a fucking imbecile. You are inferior in every single way. And if you're not even like intimidating in any way, like I'm 5'11", I'm just 1 inch short of 6 foot. I wish I was that perfect number, but I got cucked by God, and it's a sad thing. But I'm not some 6'4" giant that's gonna beat everyone up. I mean, I'm okay at fighting. I think anybody with a decent like just someone who knows how to fight will kick my ass. But I promise you that I will still say this shit even if I get my ass whooped. So, interesting statement. You're quoting Mike Tyson too. Mike Tyson can actually back up his words. You are not intimidating at all. And so I'm gonna scroll down some more. Sends a debunk on Nasuverse. I sentence you to death. So what he's talking about is here. We're gonna come to this. He sent this on Power Scaling Wiki, and he said that he he got everyone so upset and broken down and like just crying. And this was on December 24th of all days. This was on Christmas Eve. So instead of being with family and like yeah, just having a great time. Like I was during that day, I was with my mother and father, and we were having a nice time that day. We were doing all kinds of shit. And so, like, the only time I was online that day was to tell everyone in the server I'm in, get the fuck off the internet, man. You know, just spend time with family. It's a beautiful thing, and if you're young, you gotta enjoy that time you have with family. You never know what can happen in the future. And so, looking at this post, he posts an old comic Vine thing that is like a year old and got completely slapped on the thing. Like you can look at the link yourself and like the guy just makes some weird statements and then like he really focuses on the first work which was made like 2 decades ago, I believe. It was a really long time ago. Like it is outdated. I mean, you could use stuff from it, but it's just outdated. And so he uses that, and so people comment back to him, and you could see like just go back to YT Unk, nobody cares about you, and like then there's a Sariel mention, and you could see just as I expected, LOL. That's the only thing he says, and it, nobody cares. And then here's theoretical toxic talking here, and this is one of the things he says, and it's kind of crazy. This guy right here, I know who this is, and he's one of the lesser tier Nasuverse scalers. Like he is not even one of the impressive ones, I would say. No shade on him. At least he does attempt to read, but he makes a lot of mistakes on what he says and does, and his YouTube channel is not very popular. And it's interesting. Power level scaling watches his videos and comments on them all the time, and like every time a Hoyoverse character does not win, it's like he's sobbing in the comments. it's quite interesting. So Toxic there says something, and it's like everybody starts talking about the final chapter, which I enjoyed. I think the ending was it was a bit Disney in my opinion. I don't know how I feel about it. I think I'm still processing it. I'll have to see how I feel. Talk to me in like a month, but like nobody cared. Here's a job application. I'll get to that. And see, another person's bringing it up. I didn't have to say it. This is like 2 days after this, and it's like this is quite interesting. And I looked on his thing. Just two things ever said on this. This is the whole point he made it. Was just for attention. And this is a common theme with him. He's attention starved because his mother is out playing hooker instead of raising a child, evidently. And he makes a claim that like, oh, the wiki is made just to boost Nasuverse, and I always find that interesting. So like I come to look, and it's like let's see. Let's look at some of the stuff. Uh, Hold on, give me a second. I'm not on this too often, so let's see. Let's see what we can find. And wow, I'm really sucking with this. I did not go on wiki websites too often. All right, let's go to tier 0. All right, so we got one Nasuverse thing. We got that. World of Darkness, God Unsung, The Great Reason, The White Light, The Mystery, The Godhead from Elder Scrolls. Quite a few things. Interesting. So, I don't see 20 Nasuverse characters there. Um, Very interesting. So, let's maybe go back. Maybe we can have some more luck with that. And, okay. Wow. That's very Nasuverse filled. I actually see more Twin Peaks already than any of the other stuff. I've seen 3 Twin Peaks things and 2 World of Darkness, 2 Elder Scrolls things. Wow, and only 1 Nasuverse thing. Quite interesting. It's very interesting. Let's see. Okay, finally the second Nasuverse thing. Hmm. Shiki's there. Huh. Very interesting. Let's see. Alright. There we go. There we see more. We got quite a few things. Wow. Shinza, you are kicking ass. SMT kicking ass. DC kicking ass. Wow. Wow. You know, for a wiki that is like glazing glazing Nasuverse where every single thing is putting them on the highest tier possible. Kind of not seeing enough Nasuverse characters. Also, I definitely hate this wiki. Gilgamesh being up here, get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here with Gilgamesh. Fucking hell. So we're looking at this, and interesting, interesting. So for something that is not very made for Nasuverse to wank, interesting. I'm gonna continue going back to what he was saying, and all right. So Sariel and his goons are talking shit. Honestly, get a life, bro. recognized as one of the most toxic fandoms out there. So, let me get this straight. Babies in the scaling community. Uh, I could tell he's never really been in the community because everybody makes fun of him, so he just sits in his little DMs by himself. He has not seen Dragon Ball Z fans or the One Punch Man fans, which both the communities are filled with people sexualizing children. So he's trying to say that he finds me making fun of him worse than pedophilia. Power level scaling 2025, by the way. Make sure to talk to him about getting his priorities straight. By the way, this is a guy who's a grown ass adult. So maybe check his files. He's had not three, maybe two attempts. Not attempts. Oh my god, I'm tripping over my words. It's 5:01 p.m. This is morning activities. This is not fucking afternoon. Okay, Sariel. It he needs to get his priorities straight, and he's had two accusations of pedophilia already. Quite interesting. And big ones too, where he claimed he was gonna off himself, which if you didn't do it, why would you even think of that? I don't know. Ooh, I should have opened another tab. Alright, let's see. So this is some AI picture he made. Wow. That is a very interesting thing to make. Cornball humor, plays Roblox. Jesus. Alright, let's see his OP versus. Cthulhu Mythos, okay. Elder Scrolls, okay. Hoyoverse, maybe. Warhammer, sure. Marvel, DC, they have lots of contradictions. Dark Tower, yeah. Umiko, yeah. I ain't gonna attempt to pronounce that German. Yeah. Lord of the Rings, yeah, but only the high tiers. I like the very few high tiers. If you try to put the main cast against other things, it's not that crazy. Persona series, come on. It's called SMT. I'm not even gonna comment on that because I'm not an expert. Mario and Sonic, are we fucking kidding me? Dragon Ball, are we fucking kidding me? Transformers, are we fucking kidding me? Doctor Who, maybe one or two things. Star Trek, are we really fucking kidding me? Demon King Academy, yes, but it's not Anos who's the crazy overpowered person. Gurren Lagann, okay, are we fucking kidding me? Ten Sura, ten fucking Sura. Twin Peaks, it seems like it. Lord of Mysteries, I've seen some good stuff from it. Never cook again. Another post on them. Another. Another. Come on, dude. You can't be. Oh, I did it wrong. Okay. Let's see. Here's Doctor Who is based. Okay. You have not been around people. Interesting. Rage bait until it's true. Let's say. And this was a bait from a female friend of mine. I when I saw this, I was like, what? And then I realized she was being sarcastic, making fun. Harasses people and spreads disinformation. Disinformation is worse than misinformation. Huh. Disinformation and you know it's wrong. I have proved every single one of my statements. I would like for him to prove his statements. And someone called him makes sense because of how cringy you act. I honestly don't care how people See me, you can call me cringy all you want. It's just a word. I believe in free speech. But if disinformation is being spread about me, that's where I draw the line. Okay, well, it's not disinformation that you lie about the statements and you put yourself on a high horse when you can't even read. And like, here, I'm gonna put another thing on the screen. He spread, spread. Oh my God, I'm not cutting this out of the recording, by the way, because you guys need to know. I was having fun at night playing Arc Raiders with friends. Well, this guy was focused on me, but here, listen to this statement, and it's on screen. Extended model realism also exists in the verse, mind you, and all events in the Nasuverse were taking place inside of a computer made by humans, including the root itself. Doesn't spread disinformation. I'll just tell you something. What he uses this from, it's made very clear in the games that it was not human made. So the fact that this even came into his mind tells me he's just an idiot. An idiot. And it's just kind of scary. So let's go back to it. He's posting about other people. Gooners pick Rize. She was better. Come on. Come on, stop being stupid. Alright, let's see. Oh, that was the one I responded to. Let's see this. Oh my god, my tabs are stacking up. There's Dante that got freaking strangled by me. Goon. Naruto is enough. Huh. Defending Demon Slayer is really interesting. Really interesting. They got angry. You got made fun of. Alright, someone said some funny shit. Low tier rage bait. That's exactly what I was thinking. Wow. Huh. Interesting. By the way, this is a character that he made in his novel, and he's using like some random AI generated picture. Let's see. Let's see. Okay. That was an oopsie, and wow. Okay, well, you guys just watched a live Sariel screw up. You just watched a live screw up. That's an oopsie. Let's see the video. That's what you guys are here for. No audio. Interesting. There's me. Very funny, and it's right. He didn't comment or DMs to counter me at all. He just sat in this thing. Wow. 15 seconds when people. Okay. No, you just block whenever you're getting beat on. Oh, here's where he doesn't show the clip below at all, frying his whole argument. Notice how he doesn't show that? Immature. Well, first of all, many people have injured themselves over the years. And I've known a lot of people with injuries who've gotten fucked up from real shit. People that can't even walk anymore. I've known a lot of people. I've even known special needs people. And you are the first person I've seen to, whenever you're getting your ass kicked and you are trying to have a debate with people by baiting, you immediately throw, I can't debate because I have a brain injury and I'm incapable. You are very capable. You are just avoiding it. Let's see. I fell off a shopping cart and hit my head on the ground, which caused a concussion. Holy shit. Now he's going fast. Okay. Second was when I fell backwards and hit my head on the blacktop. Come on. Come on. Come on. This is. If there's a third one, I'm gonna laugh and piss my pants. I might piss my pants, people. Hands up, absolute cinema. Absolute cinema. Absolute fucking cinema. This guy falls more than I've ever heard combined people. How is he always falling and hitting his head? You would think after the second time he would be like, Why don't I fall and maybe like try to prevent my head from hitting anything?" It's like, come on, come on. And I'll wait, I'll wait. So a meme I posted there, 109 comments, by the way. Damn, damn. How many comments? 8. I never saw that many comments for his shit about me. Getting offended by a meme, you have to be soft. Soft. Holy shit. I use that meme all the time. What the hell? Resorting to slurs is just pathetic. Calling a disabled person the R word is no different than calling a black person the N word. Well, first of all, you are faking your disability because, come on, ridiculous stories, and you always just have an excuse for something. Always something. And calling a black person the N word, first of all, how did you bring race into this? And okay, go off, Queen. I'm not even gonna talk. Wow, it's almost like I said this already. Zero debates, zero good takes, infinite excuses and bad takes. You're not wrong. It is not false. Oh man, he did. Like I said, yap yap. It is some random shit. You just, I don't even know who the fuck this is. This was someone I just responded to. You also never respond to me. Interesting. Interesting. When you see this, when you see this is a very interesting thing. Every single character here is an anime character that you see in anime. Every single one. Conculian, Proto, that's a very unusual thing. I don't know why he's throwing that. Is that anyone's favorite? That's a very unusual thing. That's the only thing where I'm like, unusual. But every single one of these is anime. Once again, telling me that he probably didn't read it. If this is his favorite list, someone who read Fate Grand Order, interesting. 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 Didn't get ratioed? You didn't even talk. You hid in a corner. You just said one thing and ran away. You got ratioed. About that, I spoke to the guy. He showed me a comment he made, and it wasn't showing up on your channel. You did block him, and you just unblocked him. Good try though. And speaking facts here, this guy, let's see, spelled my name wrong. Interesting. You're enjoying life. I think me and you have a very different type of enjoying life. I like when on Christmas Eve I'm spending time with my family. You made a dozen posts on a 70-ish-year-old man who's a freaking weirdo, and that was your priorities. That's your enjoying life. Wow, interesting. And he didn't say Merry Christmas on that. That's the whole day. He didn't say Merry Christmas, and like day after he says it, it's like holy shit, dude. Have the wrong kind of focuses. And look, there's the ones who need a life are you guys. Whenever someone corrects you or calls you out, you never did correct me. You never did use evidence. You lose your shit and start acting like inners. Is he trying to call us a slur there? Inners? Sounds like something else. Who didn't get their favorite toy for Christmas. Criticism is all and well due to free speech, not accepting disinformation and false accusations against me. You attack others all while victimizing yourselves and manipulating others into believing that I'm the bad guy despite me simply not agreeing with power scaling wiki, which is a system was solely made to wank Nasuverse. First of all, I don't use a scaling wiki to come up with my own takes. That's a very interesting thing to claim. Who cares if you agree with it or disagree with it? Let's see. Wow, that's a long time of his ugly ass paragraph, but it's obvious he spelled something wrong. But to make some interesting statements before I end this video. Not once did he use his voice to talk at all. He made this right after New Year's Eve, like when it turned into 2026. So while I was with my family watching the ball drop on TV, this guy was worrying about me. And yesterday, my last post before I commented on this, of course, was about my top 10 things I enjoyed this year that I read slash watched. And it's pretty interesting list of stuff I put there. I just kind of put the shit that brought me the most enjoyment. And he just, his priorities were me. Me. Not one thing. It's just interesting. It's very interesting, this dude. So I'll say one thing. Once he gets his little penis out of his ass, or it just stops being so mentally deranged, like I think he did hit his head because this whole video proves to me that he's an unintelligent, like, I'm not even gonna call him an ape because that would be disrespectful to them. So he's just an unintelligent microorganism. Like he's a little bacteria cell. He's just bacteria. Nobody likes this dude. It's evident he's not spending time with his family on holidays at all. Probably because his family fucking hates him. His family despises this dude, so he has to post 20 times a day just to hope to get attention from people so he can have some sort of love. And people like this will never truly be loved at all. And it's quite interesting how he'll never do a debate with me because a debate with me is going to make him look like an idiot. And I'm not even a good debater. I'm like mediocre. I'm okay. I'm like average at best, and his balls are shivering. And Nasuverse not getting past City. Wow. I sent a clip countering just the most recent one, a visual one you could say, not getting past City. And he just ignored it. And he appeals to authority for debunks. You need to get the fuck out of my face, man. You are a nobody. A nobody and a little, just a shrunk little penis. It, you're a dried up condom that was wet. I don't know where I'm going with this, but you're a piece of shit, and don't ever try to talk to me like you're above me when you didn't even use your voice. It probably sounds like, well, actually, I don't know. That's why he didn't use his voice. He sounds like a little bitch. And if I said something to him in person, nobody would be around him, and he would not put his hands on me at all. And if he did put his hands on me, I would punch the shit out of him. But if he is disabled, and I think he might have Down syndrome. Pretty sure he said he had Down syndrome because eh, it's pretty obvious he does. I mean, the dude needs to pipe down. Pipe down. Sorry everyone for the long yappish video. I'm gonna try to make videos, but motivation is always the thing I lack. I got a lot of shit going on, and that's why over the past couple months, while he's been posting about how his dick is small and he has to make up for it by posting all the time, I've been busy. And uh, things have been going well, and 2026 is probably going to be a really good year. 2025 was a good year. So it's gonna get better from here. So I'm pretty excited for it. Um, just make sure to, I don't know, subscribe and like. Help me out. Boost my ego. Alright, I'll let you guys go. Bye.